Welcome back, everybody, to POP Podcast and another one of our deep dives. Today, we're going to try to figure out what's really going on with Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre. Are they or aren't they dating?
Yeah.
That is the question.
Oh, this is going to be fun. It's like one of those old school gossip magazine puzzles where you're trying to figure out, are they together? Just based on like little clues and hints. It's like a game.
Right. And to help us solve this puzzle, we have this PPLA.com article from March 3rd, 2025, all about Teyana and Aaron. So let's dive right in and see what we got. First of all, I got to say, these black and white photos that they both posted on Instagram right after the Oscars with the caption, Oscar night in black and white, no gray area. I mean, come on. What is that all about?
Yeah, that caption definitely feels like a loaded statement, right? Are they trying to tell us something or are they just messing with us?
I think they're totally messing with us. But also, maybe they are trying to tell us something. It's so hard to know these days with celebrities and, how they use social media. You know what I mean? It's like a whole different game now.
Oh, for sure. Think about it. Back in the day, celebrities were so much more private. They had this whole mystique about them. Now, it's like they're constantly giving us these little glimpses into their lives through social media. And it's up to us to, piece together the puzzle.
Yeah. It's like they're giving us the pieces, but they're not telling us how they fit together.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so fascinating, right? We're all trying to figure out what the bigger picture is. What's the story they're trying to tell?
Okay, so let's get back to these photos. Beyond just the whole black and white, no gray area thing, they just look super cool. I'm getting major James Bond vibes, Teyana and Aaron, they look like they're about to go on some secret mission together.
Totally. It's giving very much power couple energy. They're both dressed to the nines, looking super confident. And the way they're posed, back to back, it just screams we're a force to be reckoned with.
Exactly. It's they're not even trying to hide their connection anymore, It's they're finally ready to step out into the spotlight together.
It's definitely a power move, and it's working. Everyone's talking about them.
Right. You can't deny the chemistry between them in those photos.
Oh, absolutely. The chemistry is undeniable.
Okay, so we have these Oscar night photos, which already have everyone buzzing. Then we have to remember that this isn't the first time they've been seen together.
Yeah.
Right? They were also spotted at the American Black Film Festival honors back in February.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They were photographed sitting next to each other at the ceremony.
So it's not like this is a brand new thing. This has been going on for at least a couple of months now.
It seems like they're taking their time with this, They're not rushing to confirm or deny anything. They're just letting the rumors swirl.
Yeah. It's like a classic slow burn. They're dropping little hints here and there, just enough to keep us all guessing.
And it's working. Everyone is obsessed with figuring out what's really going on between them.
Totally. Okay, so we have the Oscar photos and the American Black Film Festival sighting. Then we have this Vanity Fair after-party photo with Teyana and Aaron hanging out with Niecy Nash and Jessica Betts. What do you make of that?
Oh, that photo is interesting, right? It's such a casual group shot. But it also speaks volumes about, their social circles and who they're comfortable hanging out with.
Yeah. It's not just a random group of people. It's two high-profile couples, all smiles and looking super cozy together.
It's like they're sending a message, we're part of this exclusive club, you know? We're all friends. We support each other.
Exactly. And it also, normalizes their relationship in a way, They're just two couples hanging out. Like any other couples?
Right. It takes the pressure off a little bit, It's not this huge secret anymore. It's just oh, yeah. We're all friends. We hang out together. Sometimes we even go to parties together.
Okay, before we go any further, I just want to remind everyone to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our future deep dives. Now, back to Teyana and Aaron. So, obviously we can't talk about Teyana's dating life without mentioning her previous marriage to Iman Shumpert.
Yeah.
Right? They were together for years, and they have 2 daughters together.
Yeah, and their relationship was super public. They shared a lot of their lives on social media and in the press. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how Teyana navigates this new relationship, Yeah. Especially since she's also co-parenting with Hyman.
Yeah, that adds a whole other layer of complexity to the situation, How do you balance a new relationship with your responsibilities as a co-parent?
Right. It's got to be a delicate balancing act.
And what's really interesting is that Teyana has always been pretty open about her relationships in the past. But Aaron, on the other hand, is super private. We hardly know anything about his dating history.
Yeah, it's they have these 2 totally different approaches to relationships. Teyana is an open book, and Aaron is this mysterious enigma.
And somehow that just makes their connection even more intriguing.
Yeah.
You know, like what is it about them that works so well despite their differences?
It's the classic opposites attract scenario, right? Like we're always drawn to the unknown.
Okay, so we have Teyana, who's open, and Aaron, who's private.
Mhm.
Then we have this wild card, Kelvin Harrison Jr., who stars alongside Aaron in the upcoming Mufasa film. He posts this TikTok video playfully teasing Aaron about being an internet heartthrob.
Oh yeah, I saw that video. Like, it's hilarious. And it definitely adds fuel to the fire, you know? Like, he's not denying the rumors. He's basically acknowledging them in a way.
Right. It's like he's winking at the camera and saying, yeah, we know what you're thinking, and we're not going to tell you anything.
It's all part of the game, you know? Like, they're keeping us guessing, and they're loving every minute of it.
It's brilliant, really. Like, they've managed to turn their personal lives into this ongoing mystery that everyone is obsessed with solving.
And that's the power of celebrity, you know? They have the ability to captivate our attention with just a few carefully curated hints and glimpses into their lives.
But it also makes you wonder, like, how much of it is real and how much of it is just a performance? You know? Like, are they really together, or is this all just a publicity stunt?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Like, in a world where everything is so carefully curated and staged, how can we tell what's genuine anymore?
It's a question we might never know the answer to. But that's part of what makes it so fascinating.
It's the mystery that keeps us coming back for more. Yeah. It really does feel like we're trying to solve a mystery, doesn't it? Like we have all these little clues and hints, but we're still trying to figure out what it all means, you know? Like, what's the bigger picture here?
Right. And in this case, I think the biggest mystery isn't just whether or not they're dating, but like why? Why are they being so cryptic about it? You know, like what's the motivation behind all the secrecy?
Yeah, that's the real question, isn't it? Like, who benefits from all this mystery and intrigue?
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty clear that both Teyana and Aaron benefit in some way. Like for Teyana, this whole thing keeps her name in the headlines. You know, even though she and Amon got divorced a couple of years ago, she's still a huge star and people are still interested in her life.
Right. And this association with Aaron, who's like this up-and-coming Hollywood heartthrob, it just adds to her mystique, you know? Like, she still got it.
And for Aaron, this is like the perfect publicity. You know, he's about to star in this huge Disney movie, Mufasa, and now everyone's talking about him and his maybe relationship with Teyana Taylor. Like, talk about a career boost.
Totally. Like, it's a win-win for both of them. They both get to raise their profiles and stay relevant in the ever-changing landscape of Hollywood.
It's all very strategic, isn't it? Like, they're playing the game perfectly.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They're masters of the game, you know?
Right.
They know exactly how to keep people talking and guessing.
And they're doing it without actually confirming or denying anything. Like, they're just letting the rumors swirl and they're feeding the frenzy with these little breadcrumbs of information.
It's a classic Hollywood tactic, you know? Create a sense of mystery and let the public fill in the blanks.
And it's working brilliantly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're here talking about them, aren't we?
Yeah.
And so is everyone else.
That's the power of a good story, right? Like, we're all drawn to mystery and intrigue. We want to know what's really going on. We want to solve the puzzle.
But in this case, I think the puzzle is designed to be unsolvable. You know? Like, they're never going to give us all the pieces.
Maybe that's the point, you know? Maybe they want us to keep guessing. Maybe they want us to create our own narratives about their relationship.
It's like they've turned their lives into a reality show. And we're all just watching and waiting to see what happens next.
And they're the directors, you know?
Yeah.
They're in control of the story they're telling.
But it also makes you wonder, like, how much of it is real? You know? Like, how much of their relationship is genuine and how much of it is just for show?
That's the age-old question, isn't it? Like, how can we tell what's real anymore? Especially in a world where everything is so carefully curated and presented online.
It's like we're all living in this hall of mirrors, you know?
Yeah.
We're constantly being bombarded with images and stories that may or may not be true.
And it's up to us to decide what we believe. You know, we have to be critical thinkers. We have to question everything.
Right. Because at the end of the day, we don't really know these celebrities, you know? We only know what they choose to show us.
And that's a tiny fraction of who they really are.
So I guess the real mystery here isn't whether or not Teyana and Aaron are dating. The real mystery is, like, who are they really? You know, like, behind all the fame and the glamour and the carefully constructed personas, who are the real people?
And that's a question we may never know the answer to.
But it's fun to speculate, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Speculation is half the fun.
Okay. Before we get too deep into existential questions about the nature of celebrity, I just want to remind everyone to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our future deep dives. Now, back to Teyana and Aaron. So we've talked about their Oscar photos, their American Black Film Festival citing their Vanity Fair after-party appearance, And we've talked about Teyana's previous marriage and Aaron's mysterious past, but we haven't really talked about their chemistry. Like, what is it about them that makes them seem so good together?
Yeah. Like, what is it about this particular pairing that has everyone so intrigued?
Well, for one thing, I think they both have this really cool, effortless style. Like they're not trying too hard. They're just being themselves.
Yeah.
And that comes across as super confident and attractive.
Right. Like, they both have this kind of laid-back swagger. They're not afraid to be a little bit different, a little bit edgy.
And they both seem to have this really good sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not taking themselves too seriously. They're just having fun.
Yeah. Like, they're both kind of playful and mischievous, like they're in on the joke.
And I think that's really refreshing. Like in a world where everyone is so polished and perfect, it's nice to see two people who are just being themselves and having a good time.
It's authentic, And I think people are drawn to authenticity.
Totally. Like, we can all sense when someone is being fake.
Mm.
And I think that's why people are so invested in Teyana and Aaron, because they seem real, Like, they're not trying to be anything. They're
just being themselves, and that's enough.
Exactly. And I think that's a really powerful message. Like in a world where we're constantly being told to be someone we're not, it's inspiring to see two people who are embracing their true selves and not apologizing for it.
It's a reminder that it's okay to be different.
Yeah.
It's okay to stand out from the crowd. It's okay to be yourself.
And I think that's a message that resonates with a lot of people. Like, we all want to feel accepted for who we are.
Absolutely. And I think Teyana and Aaron are showing us that it's possible. They're not afraid to be themselves. They're not afraid to show the world who they are.
And I think that's why people are so drawn to them, because they represent something that we all want.
Yeah.
They represent the freedom to be ourselves.
And the freedom to love who we want.
Exactly. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if they're dating or not. What matters is that they're happy and they're being true to themselves.
And that's something we can all celebrate.
Okay, so we've gone over all the evidence, like those steamy black and white photos, the American Black Film Festival sighting, and of course that Vanity Fair after party pic. But like, the question still remains, are Teyana and Aaron actually a thing? Or are they just messing with us?
Right. It's the mystery that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Like, they've managed to create this whole narrative around their maybe relationship, and it's working. Like, everyone's talking about them.
It's brilliant, really. Like, they've figured out that a little bit of mystery goes a long way, especially in today's world where everyone is so quick to overshare on social media. It's like they're playing by a different set of rules.
And those rules are definitely working in their favor, They're controlling the narrative. They're keeping people guessing, and they're staying in the spotlight.
And let's be real, it's not just about the mystery. It's also about the fact that they're both super talented and successful individuals. Like, Teyana is a force of nature. She's a singer, a dancer, an actress, a businesswoman. Like, she can do it all.
Oh, totally. And Aaron is about to become a huge star with Mufasa. He's got that leading man charisma, and he's obviously got the acting chops.
So, yeah, I think it's safe to say that regardless of whether or not they're actually dating, they're both on the rise. They're both at the top of their game, and they're both using this maybe relationship to their advantage.
It's a smart move, honestly. Like, they're both capitalizing on the buzz and using it to further their careers.
And I think that's something we can all learn from, It's okay to be a little bit strategic about how you present yourself to the world. It's okay to use the attention you're getting to your advantage.
Especially in a field like entertainment.
Right.
Where image is everything.
But at the end of the day, I think the most important thing is that they're both happy.
Yeah.
Like, whether they're together or not, as long as they're living their best lives and doing what they love.
Totally. Like, that's what really matters.
Well, I think that's a great note to end on. So what do you say? We leave our listeners with this final thought. In a world where everyone is trying to figure out what's real and what's fake, maybe the answer is to just focus on what makes you happy. Find the people who make you feel good and who support your dreams. And don't be afraid to be yourself.
I love that. And on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap up this deep dive.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. And until next time, stay curious.